traffic was crawling, and Luke was about to lose it. The clock on the dashboard seemed to be mocking him, ticking closer to his missed train. He leaned forward like that'd make the cab move faster. "Can we pick it up? I got a train to catch," he barked. Beside him, Kate rolled her eyes so hard she almost saw the back of her head. This was classic Luke, waiting till the last second to leave, and then acting like the world was out to get him. She crossed her arms, her voice level. "Maybe if you'd left work on time, we wouldn't be cutting it so close." Luke shot her a glare. "Just check if the train's on time," Kate sighed, pulling out her phone. A quick glance at the app told her what she already suspected. The train was gone. She let out a breath. "Well, it left." "What do you mean it left?" Luke snapped, his voice rising like it was her fault the train couldn't wait for him. "I mean, the train is gone, Luke. You're not catching it. End of story." Luke started muttering under his breath, alternating between blaming Kate, the traffic, and the universe. The driver, who had probably seen every flavor of meltdown from passengers over the years, spoke up. "Look, man, I could drive you to Atlanta tonight. You'll be there by sunrise." Kate blinked. "Drive? Overnight?" She wasn't loving that idea. Luke scoffed at first too, calling it nuts. But as the reality of his missed train settled in, the nuts idea started sounding doable. After all, what choice did they have? The driver added one catch. "We'll need to turn off the GPS tracker. My rental company gets fussy about long hauls." Kate's radar went up. "Turn off the tracker? That's shady as hell." Luke waved her off. "Relax, Katie. It's just a GPS. You've been watching too much true crime." "Yeah, well, tell that to the girls who didn't make it out of those episodes." But her protests were overruled. The plan was set. They hit the road, the car humming along as the driver cranked up some classic rock to drown out the tension. Luke sat in the front, chatting with the driver to stay awake while Kate slouched in the back, trying to nap. She couldn't fully relax though. Something about the whole thing felt off. Hours later, she jolted awake when the car stopped suddenly. They were in the middle of nowhere, just a dark, empty stretch of highway with trees pressing in on both sides. The car was dead quiet. Kate rubbed her eyes and realized something was wrong. The driver's seat and the passenger seat were both empty. Luke and the driver were gone. She stepped out, the cool night air biting at her skin. "Luke," she called, her voice echoing into the void. No answer. The silence was so heavy it felt alive. Then she felt it, something brushing her shoulder. Spinning around, she froze. A woman stood there, pale as moonlight, with hollow eyes that bore into her soul. Kate opened her mouth to scream, but nothing came out. The woman's lips moved, whispering something Kate couldn't hear. And then, just like that, she was gone. Kate's knees almost buckled as she stumbled backward toward the car. She was still catching her breath when Luke strolled up out of nowhere, holding a styrofoam cup of coffee. "What the hell's wrong with you?" he asked, his tone flat. "What? Where were you?" Kate demanded, her voice shaking. "Relax. There's a gas station like 100 yards back. Me and the driver grabbed some coffee." He sipped, unfazed. Kate blinked, trying to process. She'd just been outside. There was no gas station, no lights, nothing but darkness. "Luke, there was no gas station. I was just..." Luke cut her off, annoyed. "Okay, you're losing it. Get in the car." Back on the road, Kate stayed silent, clutching her seatbelt like it was the only thing keeping her anchored to reality. She didn't say another word, but her mind wouldn't stop racing. When they pulled into Atlanta, just as the sun broke over the horizon, the driver gave them a smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. "Told you you'd make it. Bet you'll never forget this trip." Kate shivered at his words, the memory of those hollow eyes burning in her mind. Later, in their hotel room, Lou crashed on the bed, oblivious, but Kate couldn't sleep. She stood by the window, staring out at the city that was just waking up, her heart still racing from whatever the hell happened on that highway. She didn't know what she saw, or if she even wanted to know, but one thing was certain, that drive would haunt her for a long, long time.